There is a kind of exhaustion that sleep cannot cure. You lie down, your body goes still, but your mind is still running. It is replaying a conversation from 3 years ago. It is worrying about a meeting that hasn't happened yet. It is asking questions that no one can answer right now. You are worn out, but you cannot rest.
Like the water that is constantly being stirred up by someone.
This is the story of a man who lived that way for years. And about one afternoon, beside an old stone well at the edge of a village, when everything changed. His name was Minh. He was 32 years old, and from the outside, his life looked fine. Good job, good apartment. People who cared about him, but Minh could not enjoy any of it. He sat among friends and felt completely alone. He ate without tasting what he was eating. He answered questions, then couldn't remember what he'd said. It always started with something small, an unanswered email, which reminded him of a meeting, which reminded him of something he'd said in that meeting, which led him back to a decision he'd made 2 years ago, which made him wonder, what if he'd chosen differently? No stopping point, no answer ever found. Just one thought pulling the next, each one opening into another dead end. He didn't understand why he was so tired. He only knew that by morning he was already exhausted. Until an old friend, someone he hadn't seen in years, looked him straight in the eyes and said, "I know what you're searching for. I used to be the same way, and I know someone who can help." His friend drove him to a small village 2 hours outside the city. There was an old man there that people in the village would seek out when they no longer knew who to ask. He wasn't a doctor, he wasn't a monk, just an old man who had lived long enough to understand certain things. Minh sat down across from him and told him everything. About the nights he couldn't sleep, about the loops of thought that never ended, about a tiredness he couldn't explain. The old man listened. He did not interrupt. He did not nod eagerly. He simply listened, the way someone listens to falling rain. When Minh finished, the old man stood up. He took a small ladle, drew water from the well into a bowl. He handed the bowl to Minh and said, "Take this bowl of water. Walk once around the village. Don't spill a single drop. Come back when you're done." The path stretched out before him. To his left, smoke rising from a kitchen roof. The crackle of oil in a hot pan. The warm smell of onions frying in the breeze. 2 women talking loudly over a fence, laughing, interrupting each other, then laughing again. A man carried firewood down the lane. He called out to someone across the road. The other man called back. They bargained, nodded, shook hands. The wood clattered as it was set down, and the children running everywhere. One chasing another around the base of a tree. Another shrieking, falling, getting up, laughing. Minh walked through all of it. Because if he looked away, the water would spill. So he did not look away. He set the bowl down, sat down, said nothing. After a while, Minh lifted his head. He said nothing. He just looked at the perfectly still water he had carried back, and something in him felt lighter, in a way he hadn't expected from a simple walk around a village. The old man watched him for a moment, then asked quietly, "What did you notice while you were walking?" Minh thought for a moment, then said softly, "I don't remember what I walked past." The old man nodded, slowly, then asked. Minh looked at the bowl of water. He said, like someone realizing something for the first time, "Nothing at all." He spoke, unhurried. "You just walked through an entire village that was alive. Voices, children, smoke and cooking smells. All of it real. All of it happening. But you were not lost in any of it. You were not pulled away by any of it. Because you were holding one thing, only one thing, the bowl of water in your hands." He pointed at the surface of the well. "Do you see that? When water is stirred, it turns murky. Not because the water is bad, but because it is being disturbed. But when you leave it alone, it settles by itself. It clears by itself. No one has to do anything. Your mind is the same. You don't need to stop thinking. You just need to stop stirring. Find one real thing. Something that is here. Something that is happening right now. Then put your attention there. Not to escape everything else, but to have a place to stand, instead of drifting endlessly between what has passed and what hasn't come yet." He looked out at the distance and added very quietly,
A tree does not live in yesterday. Water does not flow and then worry about where it's been. They each do only one thing, the thing that belongs to this moment. We human beings, we are the only thing in the world that pulls itself out of the present and then wonders why we can't find peace. Minh drove home that evening. The worries were still there. He knew they wouldn't vanish after a single afternoon. But something had shifted, not outside, but in the way he stood inside himself. That night, when the chain of thoughts began pulling again, from one thing to the next, from one worry to the one that followed, he didn't fight it. He picked up the glass of water on his bedside table, held it with both hands, looked at the surface of the water, just the surface, just this, just now. And the thoughts, with nothing left to hold on to, began to slow, then slower still. That night, for the first time in many years, he slept. You don't need to empty your mind. You don't need to stop every thought. You just need to stop stirring. Find one real thing. One thing that is here. One thing that is now. Peace does not come when you force it. It comes when you finally stop running. The mind does not need to be emptied. It only needs a place to stand. If there is someone in your life who needs to hear this tonight, send it to them.
And press C. Continue in the comments section to wait for the next part.